just a simple example how we can start at home in our lives. This was not cash flow for me, even though I introduced that system together with my friend Gregors. I used to live in the Seri Raja Chulan condo. You know Chankad Raja Chulan? Some of you who are still party goers, you know, Friday nights, Saturday nights. I lived at the end of that street, bit noisy sometimes, bit quieter where I live now. But we basically looked at our condo and we talked with Alam Flora, can you help us to recycle? We realized Alam Flora is not flexible enough. They're a big organization. But we found out the cleaners are selling the recyclable stuff already. Paper and cans to get a little bit of makan money, right? And that's good. So we decided, let's make it so that the cleaners can collect more makan money, because they have an interest in making it work. So we designed a simple system, paper and cardboard up here, batteries and CDs there to keep the heavy metals out of the normal waste. And actually the waste disposal sites in Malaysia are ticking time bombs. They're going to cost a lot of taxpayers' money in the future. There was, I think it was in Gombak, there's a water reservoir 4 or 5 months ago. The water was cut for a couple of days because there was toxic leachate coming from the waste disposal site nearby. Malaysian waste disposal sites are ticking time bombs. So the more we can do to actually recycle and take the toxic stuff out at source, the better for the money that the country will have to spend otherwise in the future to clean up. So here, bottles and cans, they're the trash. It costs us 7 ringgit 40 per apartment. And the good news is it works. We actually had statistics to prove that. These are the statistics. We implemented it in middle of 2009. And after we implemented it, paper went up double to triple. The most lucrative ones is aluminium cans. So our cleaners every month could make 3 to 4 times more money just by us implementing a simple recycling system. And it has been copied by about 6 or 7 condos in Malaysia. We made all the information available. If you want to implement something like that in your own condo, you can just copy our system. Nobody is making money from it, only the cleaners, to empower them. And the other benefit about this system is, I met 2 months ago this British guy at a birthday party in Bangsar. There's this Bar 21, Bangsar shopping center. Even, that's an interesting place because 4 months when I was there, I was, oh, this guy looks familiar. Sami Velu was having his birthday party there as well. Okay, why not? So I was there at a birthday party, not at his birthday party, different birthday party. And this guy was, oh yeah, green man. Wow, you are not living anymore in our condo, but our recycling system's still working. He came from the UK, he said, wow, so easy, I'm asking all my friends to do it. I never used to recycle in the UK. So it even inspired other people to go green as well. So that can be an additional benefit. What we did is we made the cleaner the star of our recycling system. We had Astro Avani coming over and feature it as well, and we made sure they filmed the cleaners, how the cleaners do the whole thing. Empowerment of employees in your company is one of the biggest opportunities how you can reduce your environmental impact and make money at the same time. A lot of employees don't believe anymore that they can change things in the company because maybe they've been knocked on the head many times. But employees have great ideas how to increase the efficiency of the operations. Combine that with efficiency in the workflow and document management and all the other wonderful things that Fuji Xerox can do for you, and you might have additional efficiency on the ground that can really help to reduce costs and overheads. Employee empowerment is very, very important. I sometimes do workshops for employees where we only facilitate and the employees come up with all of the ideas. Once it's the idea of the employees, they are so gung-ho to implement it because it's their idea. So you get much more energy and much more enthusiasm, and link that with the environment, people want to do something good. My experience is Malaysians want to do something good. They care for the environment, they want to see positive change, but at the moment they think too expensive, too inconvenient, or my company not so interested. So if we help people to break through that ice, then a lot of things can be done. Because I know that it's difficult for us to make green work just on a charity basis, I increasingly talk about green profits. like the show I'm doing on BFM at the moment is all about where's the green money. Today is about that, because we are all interested in where can we go green and at the same time make money. If you are supplying to the building industry, now construction of houses is increasingly going green because we've got the green building index. So a lot of the developers are now looking for green solutions, green technology, green building materials. There's definitely loads of business in that area, and it's good so because we need it. We need rainwater harvesting. We need houses that are cool without us having to use loads of electricity. Particularly the thing that really frustrates me. We build low-cost houses where the people who might not have the money to afford the electricity to run an air conditioning system come home and it's so hot that they don't even want to live inside of the buildings that we built for them. Inhumane low-cost housing. We need to passively cool and insulate them so that people, and that actually doesn't necessarily need to cost anything extra. I remember when I was still working in the UK, I was working with a small company, they were automotive supplier. The boss wasn't convinced about the environment, so we did a KPI for him, key performance indicator, we call it environmental cost of production. We showed that through our environmental initiatives, we were able to push down the trend in terms of reducing the environmental cost. What is the environmental cost of your production or your operation? Your electricity, your fuel, your transportation, all the raw materials that you buy in that might end up as waste. When I first came to Asia in '97 in Indonesia, the guys there told me, oh yeah, Germany, very expensive waste to get rid of your waste. Yeah, just like that. Doesn't cost anything. But I said, have you ever calculated the true cost of your waste? How much money did you pay for the raw material when you bought it? How much money did you pay for running the machines, for employing the employees to manufacture waste? Do you really want to manufacture waste? I mean, zero waste is one of the concepts as well. The 360 degrees integrated thinking from sourcing of the raw material to not disposal, reuse at the end of the life cycle. This thinking is much more powerful than, okay, get the raw materials in, manufacture, get rid of the waste. You are wasting a lot of your money that you used in the first place to buy in those raw materials. So eco-efficiency is about pushing down your environmental costs. But at the moment, most of your problem is you don't know what is your environmentally related cost because you've never asked that question. The next company, they were an automotive supplier. They made harnesses for the big car companies. I asked them, how much of your raw material ends up in waste? Don't know that. I mean, British company, they were not talking like that, but I now talk like that because I've been too long in Malaysia, maybe, but no, I'm still enjoying it. I'll be here for a bit longer. So I asked them, how much of your raw material? They didn't know. They had never asked that question. Have you asked the question, what is your environmental cost to your business? Have you asked the question for you at home, personally, can I reduce 10% of my electricity bill? Maybe 20%? Maybe you can get your kids involved. If your kids are successfully helping you to reduce 20% of your electricity bill, maybe they can get some of that budget for themselves and some of it to use for an environmental initiative. Often the kids are more aware than the older generation because they learn more about it nowadays in school. These guys, Tech Data, they were shocked when they realized 70% of their raw material ended up in the waste instead of product. Why? Because they were doing loads of different colors. They were doing these electronic harnesses. Customer calls them up, I need this color, this length, okay, change the machine, run the new color through the system until the old color is out, okay, okay, waste, 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 okay. So their production, their communication with their customer, their storage and order was totally inefficient. They changed after realizing the shocking figure that 80% of their raw material ended up as waste. Quality assurance was an important issue as well. They never looked at that, even though they should have looked at that anyway, but the environmental initiative, Going Green, helping the planet, helping future generations, was able to focus our attention on those issues.